Madam, first is CSC ABC meeting ID is password. ఎందుకంటే ఫస్ట్ ఇయర్ సేమ్ అప్లోడ్ కాబట్టి
Yeah, good morning to all. Am I audible?
Good morning, ma'am. You are very much audible.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the response. Very few joined now. How are our sessions? Any oral
Very
feedback?
fine, very good, ma'am. Actually, sometimes I have to go off. That's the only problem. Otherwise,
Yeah,
it's really very good.
everyone are facing. That's why I'm taking recordings and I will share to all.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
But speakers, they expect more attention from
Yes,
participants.
I do understand. I do understand. So whenever possible, I'm switching on my videos. Thank you.
I will share all the content and as well as videos, ma'am. I'm collecting everything. I'm
Thank,
recording also.
thank you
So I
so
will
much.
share everything. It's not the issue, but whenever the speakers are expecting active participants.
Naturally, naturally.
Rakesh, are you ready to take the session?
Good morning, ma'am. Yes, I am ready.
Oh, yeah. Good morning to all. Today's topic, digital platforms and online teaching, along with the soft skills for teaching, learning and evaluation, which is handled by M. Rakesh Kumar. He is an independent consultant. I will hand over to him. He will tell about himself and then continue the session. Thank you all. Rakesh, you can share your screen now.
Yes, ma'am. So is my screen visible?
Yeah, audible.
No, ma'am. Is my screen visible?
Visible. Try to keep in full screen mode.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this session of soft skills for online teaching. My name is Rakesh Kumar Malupati. So I'm an independent business consultant. My background is again as almost every person that we know, it's engineering, and then I did my MBA in marketing. So I
Excuse me,
started.
Rakesh. Audio is not so clear. Speakers, once you check it, some disturbance is getting.
Now is it clear now?
Yeah. Keep like that only. Then it's better.
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, so I'll start once again. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for attending. So we are here today for having a small session on soft skills for teaching, learning, and evaluation. So my name is Rakesh Kumar Malupati. So as everyone that we know, I'm an engineer with an MBA background. I started my career in 2010 in Coleman Instruments. So I have an instrumentation background, and that's where I started. And uh, right from day one, I'm more of a guy who was facing the client, who was talking to the clients, uh, more into business development, sales, uh, and not much of technical. So we are more more in speaking and managing people, managing the process. So that's where I was. And yes, later on I was regional sales manager for Massibus. And then I was again a regional sales manager for a startup, Filmy Technologies. Right now, I'm an independent business consultant. So what we do is uh, we support entrepreneurs in uh, improving their business, be it with their process, be it with their uh, sales, be it with their investments, and be it with their support from the government side. So we handle all these services, and that's what we do right now. So just before I start, I want to give a couple of points. Uh, we support entrepreneurs, be it with their process, be it with their investments, and be it with their support from the government side. So we handle all these services, and that's what we do right now. So just before I start, I want to give a couple of points. Uh, we support entrepreneurs, be it with their process, be it with their investments, and be it with their support from the government side. So that's what we do right now. I have also logged in on my mobile. So if, in case if there is any power failure, so I will immediately start from my mobile. But probably screen sharing would be an issue. But anyway, I will provide all the content to you, and yes, you can ask them for it. And then if anyone has any doubt, or if anyone wants to raise some point, if anyone wants to, add something more than what I have said, please, you can do it in the chat box, and then we can take it from there, or raise your hand as per our time limits. We can do it, right? And at the end of the session, there is my phone number and my email ID are also available. So if anyone wants to share any feedback later on, please, you're welcome to do that. So uh, I will start with a small story, a story of my everyday life, of my kid actually. So I have a kid who is in the first class. So my kid, uh, first class, yes, he has an online class too. That's 1 hour every day, 1 hour. So they divide it to four parts, so 15 minutes of each, 4 sessions. So if you see, let's take the usual subjects: maths, English, Hindi. So the teachers, the English teacher, uh, she is the youngest of them all, and she is a little bit tech savvy, and uh, her way of engaging with the kid is like she always wears some props, let's say like elephant ears, deer ears, or something like this. One day she's with a mask, so something like this. And when there is a poem, so she stands up and does some movements showing, the rabbit is jumping. So this kind of things. Now there is the Hindi teacher. She is more experienced one, and she is she engages the student with more like uh, she always praises the students. You're all good kids. I know you're listening to me. Oh, you're all good kids. You have done a lot of fantastic homework. So she emphasizes on the word good kids. So in 15 minutes, she almost like 6 to 7 times she always tells good kids, good kids, good kids. That's kind of. Then the maths teacher, she is a little bit different in uh, to engage the children. What she does is she tries to teach them the basic math, right? Addition, subtraction, kind of thing. So she used some innovative methods. So kids are like more inclined to uh, see how she is teaching them this addition or subtraction. So in whatever way these people are doing, I think there is one end goal. Whatever method you do based on your personality, or based on your subject, based on other parameters that you have. So it's always engage the student. Now, if you see the word engage, I have highlighted it. There is a reason. Uh, Many of you there are more experienced uh, faculty here than me, and you know how much the concept of studies, the concept of classroom, right? The concept of like, teacher-student relationship, how much it has changed, or how much more it has evolved. So today, now you are teaching to engineering students, right? So these students now they are more used to the world, and they expect more than a teacher. They are expecting more like a mentor, right? So it's important that more than teach, we need to engage the student. The student needs to feel connected to what we are saying. So that's why I have highlighted the word engage in this, right? So the end goal is always engage the student. Now moving on, see the aim of this session. So I this is not so this is the session where we all need to get some self realization of how we can do better in our job. Now here I am not going to say how you need to do your job. This session is all about creating awareness among ourselves, how we need to develop our skills, how we need to develop skills that will enable others to become successful, enable others to become more productive. So this is all about us having a uh, general talk on improving ourselves rather than me telling you how to do your job. So I just included this. So I'm not here to tell you how to do your job. I'm here to empower you with some crucial pointers that will help you in your job and in your life also. So let's dive in. What soft skills? Now, uh, just uh, just take 20-30 seconds and think of what you feel when I say soft skills. So get a thought, have a thought of it, and then I'll go to the next. So just 20 seconds. So I'll continue. So I hope all of you have thought of what is soft skills, right? So let's see, just a general definition. I took it out from Wikipedia. What soft skills? So soft skills are a combination of people skills, social skills, communication skills, character or personality traits, attitudes, career attributes, social intelligence, and emotional intelligence quotient, among others, that enable people to navigate their environment, work well with others, perform well, and achieve their goals with complementing hard skills. Very confusing, right? So let's see how we can simplify this one. So if you say according to me, soft skills are people skills. No, that's what is there in the previous slide too. But let's just be short and sweet. Let's say, see, soft skills are what you are than what you know, or more EQ than IQ. So you all know intelligence. People associate it more with your technical skills, and emotional EQ is more about soft skills, right? So it's what you are, what how you are reacting, how you are communicating, all these kind of small things that forms the soft skills. Now, if you see again, it's the same definition as before, but I just made it into a simple one. So soft skills are a combination of how you interact with people, communicate, your attitude, personal qualities, habits, which makes you accomplish your task, adjust to environment, and have a huge impact overall. Now, the word impact is the most important thing. So, whatever whatever you are doing, when you are exhibiting these soft skills, the impact that you are generating, sometimes it's positive, sometimes it's negative, but still there is an impact when you exhibit your soft skills, or when you do something like when you communicate, when you it's just basic communication also. Sometimes uh, an angry stare at your student. No, it's a simple, very simple thing, very basic thing. Because of the situation, it may have come, but the impact that you are creating with each of these small tasks or small habits, there will always be some consequence. So this is why we need to have, or we need to improve the soft skills to have some good impact on our life. So why soft skills are important for teachers? I mean, teaching as it is a very as a profession itself. It's a very hard one. You need to engage with your peers, with your students, with their parents, and then you have lot of other work that you do. So as it is, you have lot of you need to again the technical skills. You need to update your technical skills always. So and you know, when you get every new batch or something, you are again updating, you are giving those different new tasks for them technically. Again, I'm speaking only in some technical. So as it is, the teaching profession itself has a lot of variables, and we need to use these soft skills to make sure these variables are handled properly, right? So let's see why the soft skills are important for teachers. Now we said in the first slide itself, we need to engage with the students. When they will get engaged, it's interest. When it raises interest in them, when they are curious about what we are saying, that's when they become interested. So having good soft skills, communicating and all these kind of things, that makes them interesting towards your classes. And that's what you, as a teacher, your goal is, when the student is interested in listening to you. Now, to serve as an example for the students, all the kids that you have, 18 to 20. Now, this is the time where most of the kids, they they follow what their parents or the teachers, how they're behaving, uh, what kind of the way they're communicating. So so they are picking a lot of pointers from you. And when you uh, when your soft skill is, let's say, I don't say bad, but when it's not having, let's say it's having a negative impact, now that is what you are transmitting to your students too. So when you have a good soft skill, you are becoming better example for your students, and you are preparing your students to be better in their life too. It's just not in the 4 years or 2 years or the school time that they are with you, but this is, you are making them better in their future too, in their life. Now, to interact with students at their own level. So thinking level, basically, that's what we are talking here. So, the thinking levels of the students of a middle-aged professional or a senior professional, it all differs, right? No, we don't have the same thinking when we start our career at the start, right? So we evolve, we understand, with each experience, we understand how we can get better. So this kind of thing. So when you are teaching your students, now you're going down the level. Now that's very hard. Going up the level is very easy. Going down the level is very hard. So when you have the soft skills, when you know the way they are thinking, the way they are, you need to interact with them. Now you are interacting at their own level. That's when they feel comfortable with you. So it's just, thinking levels that we need to impart ourselves to help the student. Again, enables them to be a good leader. So, like, the second point, you act as an example. When you yourself are a good leader, you are enabling them to be a good leader themselves. They get a lot of, like I said, they get a lot of pointers from you. Then they understand how to react in situations. They understand what is the responsibility on them. When you show them that, so they pick a lot of points from you. A small uh, experience of my own when I say this. So I used to have one of my uh, teacher from my 10th class. So I mean, he used to teach us English and history and social. So we used to have this CBSE, French Revolution, American Revolution, Mughal period, and all this kind of thing. So whenever he teaches us, so he also asks us, like, why did they go to war at this time, or why did they do this at this juncture of the period, or what more can they do, just to raise some interest level in our brains, as a we all are raised, most of us are raised, to get good marks and all. But thinking levels, thinking differently, thinking alternate solutions. So these kind of things. So he used to do that. When I look back, I think when I say who is my, I don't say favorite, but which teacher had more impact in me, which teacher made me more self-reliable. Then I always mention him, and the lucky part for me is a few months back I connected with him after 20 odd years, 21 years. So 99 was the last time I met him, and after 21 years later I just met him on Facebook. So I introduced myself, and he was like, "Wow, Rakesh, I'm so happy to meet you." And one thing he told me, which uh, literally I was happily shocked and surprised actually. So he said, you guys are the last batch of the in that school that I have taught, and till today, after 21 years, he said he has the records of all our CBSE results, and I was like, wow. Now, where I had so many teachers, right? So his impact on me before this is one, and now I mean the respect I have for him has gone up. So you are enabling the when you do small things, right? Small things, 5 minutes job that is 5 minutes. You can ask for alternate solutions, or you can ask them to do different small things that empower them, and that's where they become themselves to be a good leader. So as a teacher, you want your students to approach you, right? You now before the start, there was a discussion, and they were discussing how um, speakers want active participants, and surely as teachers, you all want active active students in your classes, right? That will help you in your teaching too. So you need to make yourself with these kind of skills. You need to make it will help you to become more approachable for your students. They can they will come to you. They will open up with you, which is useful for them. Sometimes at this age, they there are sometimes most of the time there is little hesitation to go to the parents, and that's where as mentors, as a teacher, as a guide, I mean, when they have an alternate approach, they can uh, they can at least spell out the problem, they can solve it, or they can find out some solution. So that's what it is. So you need to make yourself more approachable. So I just want to understand, so I have mentioned the definition of soft skill, right? So did this match with whatever you have thought? So did anyone has any other alternate thought? Just if you want to confirm, you can raise your hand, or you can put it in the chat. Anyone? Right. So I hope everyone is in line with whatever I have said. So I'll just move forward. So we already done importance of soft skills. So when I showed you the first uh, definition of soft skill, there are lot of attributes that we can work on, but you know, with respect to the time that we have right now, so we need to understand the major ones that will make us better in our daily life, jobs, professional and both the personal life too. So I've just mentioned 7 points. So the first one is leadership, second one is teamwork, communication, social and emotional intelligence, cultural awareness, problem solving, and organization. Now, if you see all these, all the 7 points, I mean, a lot of them can be, connect. A lot of them are not only connected. In leadership, you can also talk of communication, teamwork, problem solving. Then in communication, you can include cultural awareness kind of thing. So there is a lot of similarity, but for our discussion, I have just mentioned few points so that all the points are not matched. So you understand the smaller, finer details of what I meant by each point. So that's why I mentioned these 7. So yeah, till now, any question, anything? Okay, then I'll move on to the first one, leadership. So what's leadership? There are different or leadership is more associated with how you guide your team, how you guide your all the fates or whatever. So, but let's see what. So, in my view, leadership is the unique ability to put others first and motivate a team to rally around a cause. Now, as teachers, like I said, the cause or the end goal that we talk is engaging with the student, empowering him with the skills, be it the soft skills or the hard skills, anything. So, it is very important because you work with lot of teams. You work with, let's say as a whole, the college is a team. Then you have your own faculty as a team. So there are different hierarchies that you have, different teams that you form in the college, and then obviously you have your own. Let's say you go to 3 different sections, then it's 3 different teams, right? So it's the leadership is the unique ability to put others first and motivate a team to rally around a cause. So we are all working for some end goal, and it, it is the responsibility of each and every one of us to work for the cause. So one point I want to mention when I say leadership. So most of us think to be your boss or to be a top management or the principal kind of these HODs kind of thing. But when I say leadership, regardless of the hierarchy, right from the top to bottom, everyone has certain roles and responsibilities. So leadership is exhibiting exhibiting eagerness or enthusiasm to to take care of those responsibilities. So anywhere you may be anywhere in the chain of command, there are some small ways where you can exhibit this leadership. So leadership it doesn't mean only the top management or the top way. It's for everyone in the hierarchy. So leadership ability helps ensure that you, your colleagues, and your students are working towards clear goals and desired educational outcomes. Just like before. So the cause we are mentioning is the desired educational outcome. The educational outcome, like I said, maybe a hard skill, a hard technical skill, or the soft skills in some of your subjects that you want. So see, now when you see the point here, ensure that you, your colleagues, and your students. So no, the teamwork is just hidden there. So teamwork is hidden there, and again we'll go into that. But like I said before, everything is interconnected, interrelated, and there is a lot of uh, conjunction with each other. So yeah. So the basic point is that we are all working towards a common goal, and how we, as a responsible person, what is the step that we are going to take to achieve that cause. That's the more important point. Yes, when you have leadership, you make everyone feel welcome. And strong leaders earn respect with peers, students, and parents. So when I started, I was telling you how as a teacher, the multiple responsibilities that you have with your co-teachers or your co-academic instructors, your students, then your parents. All these are different challenges, uh, different ways of communication. So if you develop your leadership ability, you earn respect from them, which is very important. When you earn respect, when they know you you are a strong person, the the way they uh, the way they look at you, the way they behave with you is completely different than otherwise. So just a couple of points. Uh, so this is one survey done by Michael Anderson. So he has done it mainly with most businesses, but there are some educational people also who have participated in this. But I want to, uh, bring to your notice the first three things. So, what are the biggest leadership challenges uh, everyone outside in the world are facing? And surprisingly, the first thing is confidence. I mean, I told you before, uh, thinking up or going up is very easy. Now, once you are there, showing that leadership skill, sustaining that leadership is very hard. Now, if you see, there are 32% who have mentioned confidence. But what they meant by confidence was uh, it, it's basically the imposter syndrome. So I'll explain. Uh, Many leaders, even after their company is doing good and everything, they feel they are not uh, strong enough, or they're not confident enough. They Many of them have mentioned to him, saying they feel they are not eligible for this position, or they are not doing enough to sustain this position. So it's a very surprising thing. We all think the leaders are confident, but they themselves are saying they are not confident enough to be the CEO or the principal or whatever, the top of the chain. So confidence is the first thing that they have mentioned. And if you see the second thing, yes, the challenge is the team performance. Even if the top leader is confident, or in the chain, someone is confident, it doesn't mean the team does good. Everyone needs to work. Everyone needs to contribute. So that's team performance. And if you see more strategic, so again, like I said, this survey is more with the top leaders in the hierarchy. So the third one is more strategic. What they meant was, when we start going up the chain or going up the hierarchy, we all feel we will do, whatever we did before. Now we'll be doing something above that. Or when you go to the topmost position, we think we are going to work more on strategy, work more on uh, different high causes, so maybe probably on innovation and multiple kind of things. But what happens really is, and this is, I see a lot of businesses, and this is very common in every business. The higher you go, it's more like you think you are working more on strategy and all these kind of things, but the thing you will be doing is, putting down the fires that is happening below you. There will be small issues that is coming up every day, and more you're solving them more than really whatever you thought initially you want to do. So you are more doing this kind of fire dowsing rather than strategy. So again, yeah, the next ones are normal: influence, respect, delegation, then coach or empower team. So the first three, are not the three, but the one and three are a little bit surprising. But yes, when we see in the real world, yeah, this is the thing that is happening. So I want to just present you two questions. So one is a general question on leadership, and the second one is much more related to your academic faculty. So a general question is it better for a leader to be loud or feared? Anyone? So normally, yes, based on our styles, we all do, but there should be a good balance between love and fear. Uh, as a leader, we uh, we need to be if you want to command respect and all. Yes, there should be some empathy that you show. You need to show to people or to your next of the chain, and obviously they should not be take you for granted. You know, uh, there should be some fear aspect also, but you should have a healthy balance between both of them. That's what I feel. Achieving it, is it easy? No, it's very hard, but that's something we need to strive to do. So yes, but these two questions that I'm going to present here. I mean, it's more. I want you guys to form a team, a small teams, and discuss like how you want to be a leader, what kind of leader you want to be, or what kind of leader you like to have as your boss. So this, and what is punishable behavior? Now, like I said, when uh, you will have a lot of uh, students do mischievous things, right? I mean, I did it. Most of you did it. So most of us, we all do this. Some silly stuff when we are in school, college. But what is when can we punish them? Or what is the most punishable behavior? I mean, is it the first time? Is it the second time? Is it the 10th time? And most of the time when you punish a student, there will always be complaints from students. Someone has done the same. Why you never told them? Why are you telling me? That these kind of things will come. So, uh, I just want you people to get together, share your own experience of different types of behavior from children, how you dealt with it. This is just to uh, uh, when you share among yourselves, you're receiving different ideas, and also you are empowering your fellow people. So yeah, just two questions that you can work on. So how can you improve your leadership? Always there is scope for improvement. No one is perfect, and uh, I don't say unfortunate, but one very hard thing when it concerns with soft skills is they can't be measured. They're not quantifiable. Let's take leadership as an example. How do you measure leadership, right? Uh, let's say if you take the example of our Indian cricket team. Now, Saurav Ganguly is a very good leader. He was a wonderful captain. He really took the team to the next level. So, but as a captain, he is different. Now, Dhoni, he has done incredible things. Kohli has done incredible things as captains again, as leaders. But if you see, each of their style is different, right? So each of their style is different. One is aggressive, one is calm, one is uh, how you say street smart. So different kinds. So each one has their own strengths in their leadership. So always there is scope for all of us to improve our leadership. Now, how can we do this? Let's take a look. How to improve leadership? One, there are a lot of leadership sessions that happens online and offline. Of course, now the offline, not many are happening right now, but sure, shortly, once the vaccine and all, I hope they will start, and surely they will start. So, yeah, leadership. These sessions, they're very good um, place to develop your skills as a leader. You get a lot of pointers from top guys. You can share a lot of uh, content with not only from your academic backgrounds, but from business perspective, from many from other perspectives. Sometimes the army guys conduct it, so they provide you much more interesting stories. They share a lot of interesting stories. So these kind of sessions you can attend, and then again connecting with educators from the other institutions and sharing information, gain insight on how they operate and refine our approach. So, like I said, um, when I say about the leadership sessions, you can meet different kind of people, but the sessions are not, you can't attend 4 or 5 every year, right? So the best way is from other institutions, your peers from other institutions, you can talk to them. You can understand how the students are there in their institutions, what they are doing, what approach they are taking when they get some problems. It gives you an idea. Sometimes there may be a problem that you didn't face, but they faced. So they will, when they share that to you, and when you get similar thing, now you know the approach that you can take. Sometimes the quickest approach would be beneficial in solving the problem in the first stage, rather than letting the problem to continue. And evaluate and plan improvement strategies. So this is more self. So the top two, it's a group activity, but the third one is the self strategy. You need to evaluate what um, what you have done as a leader, or what decisions you have taken as a leader, and then you need to plan your own improvement strategy. You need to refine. If you feel there is most of the time, we feel afterwards maybe this is better than that. So next time when there is a similar thing, when you evaluate and you have that in your mind, then you can next time you can do the better strategy the next time. So just evaluate what you are doing, see what decisions you are taking, and then plan improvements. So the third one is a self one, and the first two are from the on a group basis. So after in leadership, we have seen there are a lot of things connected to teamwork. So after leadership, so that's why I brought in teamwork. Now in teams, if you see, let's say if you take your own um, your teachers and all from your own institution, so you will have different skills. Not everyone will have the same skill, right? One good example that I can remember is like in my college days. So I studied in Chennai. So my engineering I did in Chennai, and in my college we used, when there is this annual day. So the head of the committee is the principal, and then you'll be having different, right? So let's say I'm doing a dance or a drama. So for everything, I don't need to go to the principal and ask for his permission, right? So that's where the skill of uh, the teamwork comes there. They always form a cultural committee, receiving committee, different types of committee. Someone taking care of the food, someone taking care of the um, dais and everything, other activities. So as a participant, so I go to only to the cultural committee. So you need to, so and who is there in that committee, right? So that's where it's important. So their skill is not, let's say, uh, so there was this teacher who every year she is in the cultural committee. So she's the one who decides which dances are okay to perform and all. So when they do that, so she has more knowledge on dance. So that's a skill, right? That's a skill. She has knowledge on dance. So they have put her in such company. Let's say if they put her in food or catering section. So that's it's different when you have 800, 900 people uh, you need to prepare for them. So it's a lot of work. So where it's not she's not much used to that kind of work, and you put her there. You can the result won't be as effective as what she is doing in the cultural company. So you see, you need to understand the skill sets of your team. When there is a goal to achieve, you need to understand where we, as an individual, where we can contribute, and the team needs to understand the individual's capacity to perform also. So two different types of things, right? As an individual, we need to know what we can contribute, and as a team, the team needs to understand the capabilities and the efficiency of the contributor also. So two things, and we need to map them to get to our goal. So teamwork involves working in teams and with teams. Like I said, individually what we contribute, and team as a team, what is the capability of each people in that. So the best example is your classroom, right? Now let's take your online classroom. Uh, you planned a lot for your session. You made different innovative things to show to the students and all. Now let's say there is a host who will be hosting. Now if you start hosting and if you start doing this, right? I mean, that's a lot of work. You want to show something innovative, and again, you are still hosting it, and you are pushing up for some notification or something like this. So different things. So the best thing would be delegating this to someone who can do this. Obviously, the students, they are more used to technology than us. These kids, they within a couple of days they know the in and out of the software that they're using. So the best thing is delegation. You know, so this is where the teamwork kicks in. So someone is doing the hosting thing, and you are doing the presenting or the, taking the session and all. So just as an example, now again, like in the leadership, there are two questions. One is a generic question, and the other one is related to your academic. So the first general question is, how do you identify the skill sets of the team? How to delegate the work? No, when it, I one very curious point I got when I was doing. So if now you have the second, third, fourth year students, at least they know most of you, and you know where at least you can get feedback from the previous year teachers and all, what kind of students and all. But now you have got new admissions, and they are new to the college, you are new to them, everything is new. Now, what is the way that you when there is no physical contact that you have like in a traditional classroom, how do you evaluate that? Or what are the any methodology that you have worked on to evaluate what kind of a kid? No, other than the marks that you are talking. I'm talking more about their behavior aspect. We need to understand kids always. Everyone is different. Everyone has their own learning needs. Some are very active listeners and communicators. Some are passive. So probably at the end, if someone wants to share their how they have come up, how they have come up to engage with these new kids, I would be very happy to listen and understand what they have done. And the second one is, does a successful strategy work for a new batch or team? Now, let's say you thought a subject is for this year, and they have moved on. Everyone passed, and everyone got fantastic. Now, and you have seen some teams have done some innovative things in the lab and all. Now, let's say the next year the same students, the different students come. Do you still follow the same, or do refine something for them? The new students have come. How do you, based on these people's capabilities, uh, do you change? Any example from anyone? So I just want to hear, when some new students have come, have you changed anything anytime you face this? So yeah, please share it whenever it's possible for you. And so again, how can we improve our teamwork, right? So team rules, responsibilities, communication. A lot of time when, especially in the teamwork, everyone talks of uh, doing work, but the, there will not be assigning to the persons. So there is not someone who is the action leader for that work. So always they speak of the work, but they don't have the person who is taking care of it. Or sometimes uh, we all of them decide, the team decide we need to work together, but they don't clearly establish the boundaries. Where one is working, in which area one is working, which area the other is working. You have multiple people contributing to the same thing. Let's say I'll take the cricket example. Let's say you form a team of 11 people and you just go to the ground, let's play. But you never said who is the batsman, who is the bowler, who is the wicket keeper, who will be opening the batting, right? Who is the captain, who is going to take the decision. When you don't have this, and 11 people will go and fill, and then obviously it doesn't work out, because your own what is as an individual, what is my responsibility, what am I supposed to do here? So having clear cut responsibilities, having uh, communication guidelines. Again, uh, most of the time people, um, you know someone is doing work, and you left for the day, they are doing, and people call just to update, and really that's not what you're looking for. So you need to set some communication uh, guidelines. You say only when there is important you call, after work, 7 or whatever the time that you work, so that other people then identify what is this important to tell to you at that time, at your own personal time. Only then they will call you. Otherwise, when you don't have such communication um, guidelines, the communication is just flowing casually. There is no proper communication. And also sometimes the communication, when I say communication, uh, not only the calls, it also has to do with uh, passing general information among the team also. So many of us, at least in my case, in my initial days, the communication was not good, was not up to the mark, and for me, I was in a starting job itself. I was communicating with a lot of directors, vice presidents, my CEO, all these guys. So yes, I picked it up fast, but that's one thing that we need to take care. The way we need to, you know, let everyone know what is happening. Uh, when there is a criticality, when to call, whom to call. So these kind of things. These are the team rules. So when you mention rule, a lot of us, we are like hesitant or we have a negative feeling of when we hear the word rule. But here it's more, when I mention rule, it's more guidelines. So it's more guidelines where you are saying, see, this is what you need to do. This is what we expect from you. This is how we communicate. These are the people you need to communicate, and different guidelines just for the team to coordinate and work. Team building exercise. One funny thing is, when anyone mentions team building exercise in business world, they always think of the one weekend in resort, practice resort or somewhere. So here, team building exercise doesn't need to be such kind of thing. So team building exercise is essentially, small things, probably 5 minutes, and sometimes it's just a 5 minutes exercise that we come together and do, just to, let's say there is a new member in your team, as a team building exercise, the people who are more working with her or who has shared responsibility with her, in the break, go for a 5-minute coffee and discuss what's their experience, what's your experience, how you expect how you expect to share the work and all. Just small team building exercise, right? 5 minutes work, but it gives a lot of how you say insight into our team members, how we can work it together and all. So just small team building exercises, like I said, coffee, it can happen any day, but once in a week, and there are new team members, bonding with them, and as a team now you're on an online mode, so and not much. Even if you go to the college, also, you're not interacting as before or connecting as before. So probably, you can work on some activity, some kind of team activity, and think of just to again feel that all of you are part of a team, all of you are colleagues, friends, colleagues. So yeah, have some team building exercises. Then recognize and reward. One biggest challenge in a teamwork is we have done something, we have achieved a goal, or we achieved a goal, we have achieved a task, but who has done it? Who is going to get the reward? Now, the one biggest drawback when we see in most of the cases is there is someone working and there is someone getting the reward. And a lot of people feel they need to get the reward because they have work. So it's very important for in a team. People who are doing the work, they need to be rewarded. And you need to make sure this reward should be an inspiration to others rather than some kind of a deterrent. So yes, you need to recognize and reward. Then in team, obviously you'll have differences. There will always be, in terms of strategy, there will be difference. So multiple differences. So as a team, you need to accept those differences, and you need to open, an honest channel where if someone says, "See, I don't accept this." Fine. Then you need to come up, or you need to make them believe in what you are doing, or you need to come up with an alternate solution where as a team you all are again happy with the solution. So happy with the path. So yes, you need to accept differences, work on your differences, and then celebrate. Very important thing when when you have completed something, it's very important that we, as a team, we get together, we celebrate. Even if it doesn't, sometimes it's not up to the mark that we thought, but still, when something is completed and there is some level of success that we have achieved, always celebrate. When you celebrate, with all your peers and all. It gives a lot of fun. So just a couple of points on teamwork. So I just took out few things from a survey. So if you see, 86% of employees cite lack of collaboration for workplace failure. When I mentioned about team rules, right? No, that's what I meant. When people don't collaborate with each other because there is communication gaps, there is, like I said, lack of clarity on the roles and responsibilities, multiple things. And obviously, every failure will have some sort of this lack of collaboration. Now, 83% of employees who work for a company with a recognition program stated that they were content with their job. Now, when I mentioned recognize and reward, right? Even as an institution, as an academic institution, not only business, as an academic institution, you need to have some sort of recognition program, where you are the employee or the person doing the work needs to feel, when I do this, yes, there is someone recognizing me. You don't need to reward him every time, but still the recognition of, when you just say well done, think of ourselves, right? When our boss or when anyone says well done to us, we feel happy, we feel motivated. So that's the same thing. So if you see, most of the long-standing employees, they are always, happy with the jobs, or they're happy with the job. So their employee happiness is no high. No, teams that, for instance, teams that focus on strengths every day have 12.5% higher productivity. Now, ultimately, that's the goal, right? And productivity. So when you focus on your strengths, so everyone, I know my strengths well, and you know your strengths. So when we are doing as a team, when we focus on our strengths, the productivity is always higher. So when there is something in my responsibility where that's not my strength, uh, asking in a team, getting help from the team to improve on that, or to delegate that work, then obviously your productivity is always higher. Now, communication. So if you see the previous two, leadership and teamwork, so there are a lot of things, lot of places where we mention how we communicate, how we interact. Uh, so communication is let's say an extension to this. Yeah, so communication. So communication is basically not just talking or interacting with others. It's more than that. Just an example that I will be showing you. Yeah, people went to a marriage counseling, and the counselor says, remember, the biggest problem in your marriage is communication. You should avoid it altogether, right? So if you search for funny memes, marriage would be the first one which gets a lot of where you can have a lot of fun and all. So just for so if you see that communication just doesn't mean the way you talk and listen. See, sometimes keeping quiet is also a way of communication. just want to make you understand. So in communication, we have three different categories. You'll have verbal communication, where you are speaking or listening. Then you have written communication, where you're probably you're giving feedback on your students, you're writing reports on reports, you're writing, you're preparing your lessons, or you're writing letters to different reasons. So yeah, everything, these are all written communication. Then the most important one, physical communication, where uh, it's your tone, your body language, your facial expressions, your eye contact, there are multiple things. So if you see the communication, when you see there are a lot of these, but uh, let's take case of you are angry. Obviously, your tone, your facial expression, your eye contact, and your body language all get all are interconnected with each other. So you don't. It's like there are a lot of things, but when we do something, they are interconnected and they just automatically come up. So yeah. So speaking verbal communication. So you want to speak and yes, you want to express your happiness. Obviously, your tone is different from when you are angry. Right? So yeah. So in verbal communication, if you see there is speaking, there is listening. Many of us underestimate this listening. The first point of leadership, the second point of teamwork. Listening is one crucial aspect of all these things. People, they don't do active listening actually. Most of us do passive listening. Active listening is something when you are very concentrated on what the speaker is really saying. You are understanding the real meaning of it, and you invested your time and energy on really what's coming out. That's when that's active listening. Not just many of us do passive listening, but if you can improve on your active listening, it's a wonderful gift to have actually. And believe me, active listeners, the best leaders, the best team members, they're the best listeners. No, always people think the best speakers are, but the best listeners are the better team leaders and better individuals. So you see the new challenge. Yeah, so the new challenge for you with this online communication is in the online classes. When you're communicating, the ability to use your technology during presentation. Now this has become the new challenge for you. In this new norm of online classes. So a new communication challenge that you got is this ability to use technology during presentation. So now if you see as a person from the educational institution, so you need to be able, you need to talk to people and not at them, right? It just means it's your ability to listen to what they say and express your understanding. That's when you talk with people. When you talk at them, you are just passing some judgment kind of thing. So uh, the best thing is we need to learn how to talk with people and not at them. So a couple of questions like before. What are different types of speaking? Are we well equipped to handle them? When I let's say different types of speaking. Now, I am essentially referring to, you speak a lot with your students, with your faculty, with the students' parents. These three are different types of communication, right? You can't, the, it's not the same way that you communicate with you. Then you are giving seminars, you are giving lectures, the way you give a class. These two are again different. So multiple types of speaking. So I would say formal speaking, informal speaking, all these types. So are you really equipped to handle them? Where is that you can improve yourself, or you feel all these places, the way we speak, somewhere in a formal setting, it's not the same way that the same you talk in an informal setting, or you talk with your peers, right? So when you are in a formal setting, let's say you're presenting to a multiple teachers or other academic counselors from different institutions. That's not same as presenting to three to four of your own departments kind of. So informal setting, formal setting, handling parent communication, student communication, your own management communication. So these are all different terms. So just I want to think over, discuss as a group how is your level of confidence and since we it's with you, what is a crucial element in a teacher-student communication? You see, the students, it's not like in the previous slides I mentioned, going down to the level of the student. So what is the crucial element in teacher-student communication? You're talking in their level, at their understanding. So what is the crucial element? Is again two. One is a very common thing that you guys can work on, and the other one is very subjective to your own profession. So yeah, please, even I would like to hear if anyone has to share anything on this. Now, moving further, how to improve communication. So create an open and honest communication channel. So what I meant was here when you communicate with someone, both of you need to show to the other person that you are very open to listen and you are very honest with whatever you are saying. So when you say that, always there will be reciprocating action from the other participants too. So that's why you need to have an open and honest channel. And a lot of people nowadays don't do this. Say hello. I recently seen one multi-million-dollar SaaS company from US. So they have teams in US, they have teams in Europe, which is I think around 6 hours difference. So what they do is, I think there is a team in Israel or something like that. So what they do is, when the Israeli guys are logging out, the US guys are logging in. Still, the first thing they always tell is, when you are logging out, when if you see your face from the other side logging in, say hello. You don't need to talk. Just say hello. Just a simple word of hello, and you can really open a lot of boundaries. So practice saying it. Get to know each other. Again, like I said, when I said during the team talk, teamwork. So it's 5 minutes of a small coffee break. It's a team bonding activity, right? But you get to know each other. So yeah, for good communication, you need to get to know each other. Then improve listening skills. Like I said, active listening. When you listen, you need to listen with intent, not just listen, but you need to listen with intent. You need to process what the other person is saying. And then the art of asking questions. So Yeah, I'll just give a small example. So during lockdown, I watched a lot of web series online. And in one of the web series, there is this the main character, the female. So she applies for a job at a different place, and she gets the job. And after that, the her co-worker and she goes out for lunch, and then she flies back to her home place, and they talk to each other. She's supposed to join in the next couple of months. And they used to talk to each other, and this they really liked her. So what he did was he comes down to her place to where she works, and he says, "I'm just in town for some work, and yeah, I'll meet you again." He goes out. Then he comes back after some time, after a few hours, and then he says, "I really like you, but uh, I can ask you when you come there. But the reason I came here to ask you is, uh, this is your place. This is where you are comfortable. So whatever is your decision, you can say it here. Place where it's comfortable for you. I don't want the place to be comfortable for me. I am asking you the question. So be in your comfort zone and answer me, right? So if you see the art of asking question, uh, it's always the other person should feel comfortable. It should be in their comfort zone when they are answering. It's not according to our comfort, it's according to their comfort. And when you are asking them, they should feel confident, they should feel like it's comfortable, they should uh, give out an honest answer. So you need to improve in communication art of asking questions also. Because you guys are involved with a lot of students. Probably you have 50 students in class. And when you ask a question, not every kid reacts the same way. So there is a need for us to, at least do some modification on how we are asking questions to different kids. In 3 to 4 ways, essentially, so that the kid is confident enough to come up with an answer. So yeah, these are the major ways that you can improve communication. So, social and emotional intelligence. So emotional intelligence is such a wide topic, it's such a varied topic. Uh, Again, the words speak for itself. Emotional intelligence, so capability of individuals to recognize their own emotions and those of others. It's basically, uh, when we are communicating, we need to not only um, factor in our emotions, but we should also factor in the emotions of the listeners too, or the opposite party. So, uh, one very good uh, thing I have come across. So, so what this person writes is a strong pattern I have noticed over the years about coercive control is that the perpetrator believes it is more important to have and maintain status of some kind rather than learn how to live with vulnerability. These people put a great deal of energy into controlling their partner rather than putting energy into being or learning how to be kind, caring, loving, compassionate, and empathetic. Now you see, this is happening everywhere, not just also these days from somewhere, not anywhere, but this is happening everywhere, right? So where we many people focus on maintaining status of some kind. They're not ready to um, work on their shortcomings. They when someone mentions their shortcomings, we deal with a lot of people. We all these kind of things. So the basic as a human being, I think the best way to live is to be kind, caring, loving, compassionate. Once you have these qualities, then uh, you you will really understand what the other person is really saying. You are able to control your emotions. So yeah. So what are the characteristics of emotional intelligence? So what are the things that emotional intelligence is based on? So self-awareness. So most of these, all the points that we are going to see here. So people with high emotional intelligence, uh, they exhibit these qualities, these characteristics. So they are self-aware. They 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 are self-regulation. So they, whenever there is a particular instance, they they are aware of what is happening. They regulate themselves. They control themselves. They act according to situation. Motivation. They are motivated to probably to learn new things, to do new things, to innovate. Empathy. They support others a lot. Social skills. So if you see, these are all the characteristics of emotional intelligence. So people with uh, good EQ or good emotional intelligence, they exhibit these skills like like I said, motivation, self-awareness, self-regulation. Basically, these are all uh, factors that you need to develop. So uh, to respect yourself and also to respect others too, right? So when you exhibit these things, uh, you become a better human being, of course. So how to improve emotional intelligence? Observe how you react to people. Do a self-evaluation. Examine how you react to stress environments. Take responsibility of your actions. So like before, uh, self-awareness, motivation, and all these kind of things. So empathy that we have discussed before, the character. So always, uh, initially, when in the start of this session, I said this session is all about discovering yourself, right? So self-awareness, always, always observe what you are doing. In leadership, we said observe, evaluate, and then come up with a new strategy. So for all of these, it comes more from within you, not from others. It comes from within you. All these soft skills are from yourself, right? So self-evaluation, observation of yourself, observing how you are reacting to different environments. Uh, even people think only the sad moments of stress environment. You need to observe how you're behaving in happy moments too. Uh, there is one saying that you should not take a decision when you are angry and this kind of thing. So even happy moment, stress moment, whatever the moment is, always at the end of the day, observe what kind of decisions you are making, how you are reacting to other people. Now we face different types of people. Not all are the way we want to. Surely maximum people are not the way we want to. But how are we reacting to them? Maybe they are not like how we want them to, but it's his personality, so we can't be too critical of them, right? So uh, always observe yourself, and important thing is take responsibility of your actions. When I say responsibility, again, good or bad, you need to take the responsibility. You don't need to be um, if it's a good action, you don't need to be over excited, and if it's a bad action, you don't need to be too down or too critical of yourself. It's more, you need to use this as an example to prevent that kind of, if it's a bad action, that kind of bad action doesn't happen again, and then whoever is the person that is affected by this action, uh, an honest apology, you can always, it goes a long way, in um, maintaining your self-respect. So take responsibility of your actions on this. Now, cultural awareness. Uh, uh, we, in India, like we have a lot of backgrounds, right? There are a lot of backgrounds. For example, if you take a single state, let's take Andhra. If you take Andhra, the humor or the way the people from, let's say, the Godavari districts talk, it's different to some other parts, let's say Rayalaseema or Nellore or anything. So we, as teachers, you get a lot of students from different places. Sometimes you get people from other states, and the thing is, most of the time, unknowingly, um, we show some, I don't say bias, but we show some type of, grouping them together or some uncharacteristic things. Without, it's just the way we generally talk. So, uh, as a workplace where there are people from different backgrounds, different environments different cultures coming together, it's very important that teachers develop this cultural awareness. No, the cultural awareness is the ability to understand, relate to, and effectively educate across cultures and demographics. And like I said, you will have a lot of people from probably from other states. Uh, then we will have people from different backgrounds from within the state. So when we are educating them, sometimes there is a need for us to refine our approach with respect to the particular student. Someone coming from, let's say, uh, a linguistic medium, a Telugu medium or a Urdu medium, someone coming from there, their English will be not up to the level of the other kids. Now, how do we relate to them? How can we uh, support that kind of kid so that he comes, he's at least moving in line with the other students in terms of the education. So we need to have such this cultural awareness. We need to understand what's our audience. So when you have this cultural awareness, you can create a more respectful classroom environment, and you can connect with the students across a wide variety of backgrounds. Once you start doing that, uh, um, you know, obviously students also, they for fun also most of the time uh, they do some separations or they do some kind of thing. But it's important for the teacher, when you have cultural awareness and when you make the students understand that they also need to respect these people. You make a good, wonderful classroom environment. So the best way to have cultural awareness is bringing some kind of a policy into your own educational manual, where not only the teachers, the schools, it's also for the students and for everyone involved in the ecosystem to understand what can be done, what can't be done for people, how we can communicate with others. This kind of small pointers, just to bring all of them together, not to separate them, but bring them together. So having cultural awareness in education institutions is very crucial. No, the problem solving. Obviously, every one of us face problems in our daily life. We encounter many situations. When it's a problem, situations which require immediate attention. It's not always a problem, but multiple situations where there is a decision to be made. So there is we need to think a lot and take a decision. So I'm in those type of situations. So yeah, online classes, I think this is one situation. Did anyone feel this kind of situation? Anyone of you, did you face this kind of thing? So when I thought in the Delhi public school, I taught for a few months soft skills for the students. So when I taught them this soft skills, uh, the 8th class is a little bit better, but when I taught for the 6th and 7th class, it's like every couple of minutes you have to shout, stop talking, stop talking. And when I first started, I was mentioning about the new ways of education and all. So, for example, CBSE mandates that you can't use a stick in the class, in school or so when I was studying, even I studied in CBSE, always the physical education teachers are always with a stick. I mean, they are never without a stick. They're always with stick and yeah. So today you can't use a stick, and then you can't use the duster to hit on the on the desk, to say keep quiet. So we are always constantly telling stop talking, stop talking. Now this online class, and even if you call also, there are very innovative students, and I'll show you one innovative method of students responding to you. So if you see, the girl is pretending to be frozen when the professor calls during a Zoom class. I hope there are other examples from you guys where your students exhibited some innovative things like this. So let's look into problem solving. So internal and external issues can affect the learning outcome. Like I said, there are multiple instances where a decision needs to be taken regularly, and now in your line of work, it's the learning outcome that's the result that we are looking at, and most of these internal and external issues can affect the learning outcome. So when it comes to learning outcome, now we are talking about the students' learning. So always, when when you see your students, when you observe them, whenever there is a change in their behavior, change in the way they are, in their performances, this kind of thing, you can easily observe there is some conflict going on. Most of the time, like before we discussed one place where after asking questions, then how to get to the student, how to communicate with the student. So when there is a problem for the student, you need to know the best way to approach them, best way to talk to them about this, make them feel comfortable about this. So so we need to always look for the student and see what is going on with him, and if there is any issues that he has, where at least there is a way we can help. So we should always need to address these issues as early as possible. Now, these problems can be from anywhere, from teaching subject matter to technology to disagreement between peers or students, seeking advice on personal matters, and many more. So multiple, you guys know better than me after the multiple problems that you are facing. So whatever it may be, the best way is at least to handle them. If we can't, at least getting some help so that those things are not affecting our life as a whole. So if you want, when you have to solve a problem, so when you see there is a problem and you want to solve it, so the best way is be systematical and logical in approach. So you need to be able to identify the problem, analyze them, in different situations, you need to analyze them and then make a justifiable evaluation. And then you need to find idea to solve it, look for all, again, look for all. Always, most of the time, the first solution that we get. Even if we think of others also, we always feel the first one is the best one. But when you really evaluate, when you really analyze what we have thought of solution we have got. So sometimes, sometimes the other solutions are much more viable than that. Then whatever it is, you need to give them the responsibility. You need to take the responsibility. You need to give them the responsibility. So just a small 4-step process. So I mean, title as a step. So say the problem, think of solutions, explore consequences, pick the best solution. So when you say the problem, a very human tendency is when we say our problem, we talk like a lawyer. Right? We talk like a lawyer where we are blaming others and ourselves we project in a better way. But when you are saying the problem, it should be much more what has happened. Then think of solution. Again, safe and respectful. You need to think of multiple solutions and come up with explore consequence. Come up with the reason what will happen if when you take each solution, and then pick the best solution. So pick out what best works for you, which is the better one, and then you again take responsibility of whatever you are doing. Take responsibility. So if you see, this is more self. So when you are dealing with others, let's say someone is coming to you and so asking you for a solution. Again, when you are hearing, you need to understand the real logic of what they are saying, real intent of their saying, and not just the words. We need to understand the real background, what has happened, and everything. And then again, we need to analyze the problem, come up with a solution, then evaluate the solution, and then take the best approach. That's it. So this is more self. So I have come across this one. It's a survey conducted by GoLean6sigma.com, and they have evaluated organizations based on, if you see out of the 100%, for 32% of the organizations, they don't have a standardized problem-solving method. So they didn't build any method for solving a problem. But still, there is success. If you see the success rate, the high success rate, medium success rate, and low success rate are all just together. But when there is a standardized problem-solving method in an organization, if you see, probably the high success rate is not too much. But if you see the medium success rate, where it's very high, it's almost 40% of whatever is the other two. So having a problem-solving method as an organization, when you understand the problems that you face, general problems you face, how well you can address them, some kind of framework, your chances of having at least a good conclusion, if not the most favorable or good conclusion, is high. So the last one let's talk about organization. So the teachers, I've been mentioning this a couple of times. So such a big job that you do, and you have multiple things to do, more than what probably the professionals from outside world has. So teachers, you see, again, knowledge management, time management, classroom management, you need to organize all this. In knowledge management, you need to organize your lessons, your all this other exams, all this kind of stuff, time management, classroom management, and then in terms of hard skills, you need to work on your technical skills, you need to work on your records, be it outside your universities or in your college. multiple things, right? When you need to work on your scheduling. So if you see, these are a lot of things, and just I put them in the organization just to give you an overview of the work that you are doing. So, when you have such vast variety of things to do, you need to organize yourself. You need to understand what is the important thing that you want to do. You need to plan accordingly. The planning should be at least uh, your planning should support the maximum productivity that you can offer. So that all these are attended to. Yeah, so teachers you juggle with number of tasks, and we need to be able to keep all these duties organized in complete class in time together. So the best way is the work you're doing. You need to have enthusiasm for it. You need to show some creativity. You need to anticipate what might come up. You need to show patience, and then you need to delegate the task. I mean, easier said than done, but still, at least this small guideline to better yourself in organizing all your work. So we worked on a lot of soft skills, how we can improve on the soft skills, what are the essential factors or characteristics that it represents. So the best benefits, yes, like I said, the session is all about self-improvement, and then you improve your efficiency, you improve your productivity, you improve your work-life balance. So all self-explanatory things, just general things, general where you improve yourself. Right. So some of the links that I have come across. So yes, most of this you can find a lot of points of these in these. Probably the mindtools.com that you can see here. I think this is a paid platform, but they really have some good articles. They have some good exercises on improving your leadership, improving your team ethics, identifying yourself, what kind of a leader you are, identifying what is your emotional intelligence. I know I said before that emotionally all these soft skills are cannot be judged or cannot be quantified, but these days they have come up with few identifiable markers, which says which at least says up to a level where you are as a person in that particular skill. So yeah, you can try it out. Mindfulness.com. So they have some pretty interesting stuff. Yes. So like I said, my email and my mobile number are available, so you can call me or you can write to me. And yeah, so any questions? So I'm open to questions.